Now, because I'm so anti-left, some people get it twisted. Because I think most of you guys obviously know that I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a supporter of the Republican Party either. But I think a lot of people are like, why? How could you not? You understand the problem that the left is. You acknowledge the problem that the left is. What they all, the issues that come with that. You know all of that. You document all that. I love your material. So how could you not support Donald Trump? Is what they were generally asking me. Well, really easy. He's not a libertarian. He's not even freaking close. But particularly, more specifically pertaining to the GOP, why in the hell would I reward them for being milquetoast when it comes to liberty? These guys, as I always say, campaign like libertarians and they govern like Democrats. They have positions that they adopt that Democrats adopted yesteryear. And then have nerve to call it socialism, call it bad, call it communism back when they did it. And then when their guy gets to push it, well, they excuse it. Or rather, they advocate it. This is why I don't take them serious. Why would I do that? Why would I reward them for being milquetoast? Well, you got to stop the leftists. What have they done to stop the leftists? The leftists control the conversation. What have they done? Nothing. I saw an interesting tweet. I love this meme. It says it's not socialism when we do it. Showing the little Republican elephant, if you will. This is an official GOP account. President Trump is fighting for you. Here are some of his priorities for a second term. Establish permanent manned presence on the moon. Send the first manned mission to Mars. Now, of course, why would I want to be robbed to pay for any of this garbage? But here's the next couple of things. Build world's greatest infrastructure system. Establish national high-speed. This is the more important one. This is the one that we're going to be talking about the most. Establish national high-speed wireless internet network. I, of course, called it what it is, socialistic idea. Top to bottom, it's what it is. And generally, if it was proposed by way of the Democrats, a lot of conservatives would call it just that. And they did. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But you see, what Republicans do and what these general conservatives do, these mainstream conservatives do, is if they can word it in a way that's digestible to the general conservative, infrastructure, right? Then it becomes, well, it's okay for them to do it, right? When it comes to infrastructure or when it comes to this national high-speed wireless internet network, right? That's okay because it's national security, right? They could do it. If they could say that they're doing it for national security or infrastructure, which the government certainly for the latter should not have anything to do with any of that. The conservatives will digest that and they will not call it socialism. They're not calling it it's not socialism. Because it's when they do it, it's not, right? A lot of these fools get it twisted. Socialism isn't simply abolition of private property. I would encourage you guys to go look at my previous videos documenting the history of socialism. I have one of my best videos that I've ever done. It actually was reposted not too long ago on Facebook. It's called, Yes, the Nazis Were Socialists. And I go through the history of socialism, particularly state socialism, you know, the Ferdinand Lassalle's and of the world, who specifically wanted things like this and for the state to be in control of it, obviously for the betterment of the people, right? Now, that was something that they used to lead with, but for whatever reason, when they do it, right, when the Republicans do it, it's okay. It's not socialism. Now, I remember very vividly just last year, it was socialism. And rightfully so, the Republicans called this latter half, established national high-speed wireless internet network, socialism. Funny thing is, this is how you know a lot of these conservatives are like, a lot of these conservatives are, I mean, obviously, I'd call them socialistic or more so socialist light. But they go by rhetoric more than anything. It's like if it can be worded in a way that doesn't sound like socialism, then it's okay. It's permissible. Such as this national high-speed wireless internet. A lot of people just up and assumed, well, they're not offering it for free. That doesn't mean that it's not socialism. You think the Nazi Germany wasn't socialism because they charged for certain things? Of course it was still socialism. The state created, rather they don't create anything. Obviously the state robbed people to create and produce. They told people what they had to produce. They told people how it was going to be done. You had to obviously belong to the party to get access to it. And then they charged individuals for it and they paid for it. And obviously they were dictating the price and all of that sort of stuff. Socialism. But still socialism. But this is what I wanted to talk about is just a year ago, Elizabeth Warren says, let's create a federal office of broadband access and invest $85 billion into making sure every home in America has broadband connection. That means publicly owned, operated networks, no giant telecom companies running away with taxpayer dollars. Now, let's repeat this first part. Invest $85 billion into making sure every home in America has broadband connection. GOP, establish national high-speed wireless internet network. Sounds very similar. Now, of course, the ins and the outs are where a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's not bad because she wants to offer it for free. No, she didn't. Receipts attached. Warren says she would help create Federal Office of Broadband Access to manage her $85 billion grant program. Democratic presidential hopeful Elizabeth Warren unveiled a proposal to guarantee universal high-speed internet access on Wednesday as part of a new plan to invest in rural communities. I will make sure that every home in America has fiber broadband connection at a price families can afford. Didn't say for free. That means publicly owned and operated networks, no giant internet service running away, with taxpayer dollar. Warren said that she would create this Office of Broadband Access to manage $85 billion grant program. The grants would be awarded to electricity and telephone cooperatives, nonprofits, tribes, and municipalities that pledge to bring high-speed internet. So it's cronyism, which if you are making an argument that Trump or the GOP, they wouldn't give it for free. They'd probably work with private businesses or work with individuals to ensure this would happen. This is exactly what she's doing, or what she was advocating. Federal government will pay 90 cents on the dollar for construction of these grants. In exchange, applicants will be required to offer high-speed public broadband directly to every home in their application area. So it's cronyism is what it is. It's all right, you guys, be it smaller businesses or whatever, get these grants from the government if you indeed build this for this geographical area. It's the same thing. So this whole, well, she was offering it for free and the GOP wouldn't. Nope, that's not what happened. So, about 1 in every 4, blah, 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 blah. So basically what she was wanting to do is, it's cronyism, right? Having the state dictate how much you have to charge it for. You have to follow all these rules if you want to get access to the money. And if you get access to the money, you have to provide this, and that. And we'll give you access so as long as you provide, give you this money so as long as you provide this, and that for every household. Rightfully so, because she made a more detailed plan, they called it socialist. Basically, the GOP could get away with doing something basically the same way. And if they weren't as detailed or they made it seem, well, we're investing in America, it's not socialism. It's not a bad thing. That's why I don't take them serious. And you may say, well, it's just a small thing. Would you rather your tax dollars go here or to this, and that? How about it doesn't go to any of that? How about the market just remain wide the F open? How about we get rid of the regulations and the regulatory laws, which the Republicans claim they want to do, in order to incentivize people to create, provide access to internet services to rural areas, make it cheaper for them to pay for it themselves. All that I'm for. But this right here is worded in a way established. Now, granted, of course, there's no big plans. Establish national high-speed wireless internet network sounds a lot like, okay, they want to literally establish a national high-speed wireless internet network. How they do that is obviously going to be on the backs of the taxpayers. It's not when they do it. Is essentially how it is. And this isn't the first time. This isn't going to be the last that they advocate for something that is socialistic, and then it's like, well, it's okay. Same thing with the whole gun thing, right? NRAs push through so much gun legislation. Even your beloved president bump stock. It was not just a bump stock ban. Read the executive order. Don't take my word for anything. We have a video on this channel going through it. It was way more dangerous than that. But it was okay when he did it. It's not gun control when they do it. This is why I would never support these hacks. They go at whatever pace the Democrats go, and they end up adopting positions that the Democrats adopted years ago. And then it's just not socialism or not socialistic, let's say that, when they do it. Because they're providing a public good. And right, socialism is about this, and knows that they don't know the history of socialism.